Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Four Bros Radio Show. Yes, there's two of us as of right now. Another bro is going to be showing up here a little bit later. But anyways, to the left of me is hey bro. I now start considering you an OG bro. That's where I'm going to start considering you, Chris. So how are you doing?
Okay. I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, doing great. I mean, I thought it was a good week of sports. What about you?
I thought it was too. I mean, a lot going on the past week, so not too bad.
Definitely. So, I mean, on the 12th, the NFL released the schedule for the 2021 season, which I'm actually excited for because we're actually going to have fans this season. So, with that being said, how do you see the Cowboys schedule? How do you see them doing this year?
Right now, I kind of see them split into divisional games, only because it's the division, and they like to split those games. I'm not sure if they'll win Kansas City, but overall, they say it's an easy schedule. It's one of the easiest.
Yeah.
Although we saw a couple years back, or maybe it was last year, that an easy schedule doesn't always mean an easy schedule. It just depends on how your team plays. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, more games though. We get 18 weeks, 17 games, so.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I was trying to do the wins and losses, and they were like, hey, I can't do 50-50. Then I was like, oh yeah, there's 17 games. So, since you being a Dallas fan, on the first week, you guys are facing off the reigning Super Bowl champions, Mr. Tom Brady himself. How are you guys going to fare during that one?
Being that's going to be a loud crowd, for the first game, and especially it being in a Super Bowl award kind of thing. Tampa Bay is going to be hyped. They're going to be excited. Cowboys did this last when the Giants won their Super Bowl back in 2007, 2008. I believe we won that. I believe we won that game, but or maybe the Giants did. I can't remember, but it doesn't always work out. Normally, the team coming off a Super Bowl win doesn't always win these first home games, so maybe it's going to be a big distraction.
Okay. All right. So we have Jeff who actually commented, and he says hello, and I just want to say hello to you, Jeff. Welcome to the Four Bros Radio Show. There's usually four of us here. We're currently waiting on another one, and so forth. And we got Randy Cox. He's saying Cowboys are going to be the toast for the first game against the Bucks, and I'm going to have to agree with him on that one. The Tampa Bay's going to butter them up, and they're going to throw them in the toaster up to be extra crispy or so forth like that. So
yeah.
So what is the biggest game that you see in week one? What game do you see probably one of the best matches during the week one?
Ooh, week one matches. It's probably the Tampa Bay New England game.
Tampa Bay is playing Dallas.
Oh, you're talking week one or just overall?
One. Yeah, just week one.
Oh, okay. I think it was. Oh yeah, Stafford versus Wentz. I think it was.
No, because
No.
Seattle's playing against the Colts, and
Mm.
who are the Rams?
Okay, let me look. 'Cause-
Yeah, it's Chicago against LA. So the game I'm actually looking forward to, there's two. There's the Miami versus New England because New England stockpiled on their talent, and Miami, who had a also pretty good draft. But my other game I'm choosing is the New York Jets versus the Carolina Panthers because of the trade with Sam Darnold.
yeah.
So I'm actually excited for that one with there. So going back to you again, what game are you like kind of looking forward to on the first week there?
Okay, I'm looking at it now. Let's see. Let's do Cleveland and Kansas City. That was a playoff game last year. It came down to the wire. Although these are two new teams, but maybe it'll have a similar result. Kansas City's been really good. Cleveland bounced back last year in the playoffs.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably going to be a good game.
Alrighty. Definitely. So we have a couple teams actually are going to cross the pond. They call it going to play in London. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to actually struggle this year with their schedule?
I'm going to say Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can kind of say they're a London team now, even though they're here, but they play a game in London every year, so they kind of have two homes, I guess.
Okay.
But Lawrence, I don't think he's ever played like in overseas, or so it might be difficult on him.
Okay. Whoa.
Hey.
Baloney.
So, are you done grooming your beard?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we were just talking about the NFL schedule that just came out on the 12th on there. So Chris was picking that the best game that he's looking on week 1, which is was the Cleveland Browns against the Kansas City Chiefs. So J Mac, yeah, J Mac, who on the week 1, who are you like? What game are you looking at?
Ooh. I think that the return of Dak Prescott with the Cowboys is going to be interesting. I believe they play Tampa Bay week 1.
They do.
So Dak Prescott returning to play against Tom Brady in the first week of the season should be pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, I kind of like the comment that Randy Cox put down for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So he said that the Cowboys are going to be toast for the first game against the Bucks. So the game I was actually picking was the Miami Dolphins against the New England Patriots.
I thought it was Carolina.
Well, and I picked the New York Jets and Carolina also. So.
Oh, that's a game nobody cares about.
Well, I mean, hey, that trade happened, and I want to see Zach Wilson lose. And by the way, do you know who's trending more than Zach Wilson? It's his mom.
Zachy's mom has got it going on. She's everything I want in life.
So, yeah.
Zachy, can't you see? You're not the one for me.
Dude,
It might be wrong, but I'm in love with Zachy's mom.
Careful, Sony might come after you.
I didn't say the original words, so they can't copyright it.
So, yeah.
You want to say Bengals and Vikings? Randy, see, this is your problem, dude. Nobody cares. I see why you decided not to come on the show, because you knew we'd all just laugh at you. Sarge, yeah, I know I'm kind of taking over, but you're doing a great job, man. Week 1, yeah, it'll be interesting. I had 17 games this year. It's definitely going to be interesting. Nobody could finish 500, so One bet you could take in Vegas is whether they're going to have a winning or a losing season, because that's going to be every team this year. Either way.
Would that consider making the playoffs or not? Like a winning season, losing season?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy, huh?
Because normally 500 would be winning and not 500 to losing season. So I mean, we're gonna have to judge that a little differently.
Well,
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
all I could say is C's are degrees. If we're gonna go that route.
I mean, so I was listening to another radio show today. I listen to a few just to make sure that we're doing our thing right and see anything we can improve on. But I will say that they were talking about over and under. They were talking about some of that. So maybe we get into a little bit of that. Like over or under. Sarge, are you buying over and under Carolina for 7 wins this year? Over or under?
Even.
Oh,
They'll hit 7 wins.
Okay.
They got it.
Chris,
Yes.
over and under for the Cowboys. 9 wins.
that's a good number. Have to be the same and probably go even. That sounds
Well,
like
see-
a good number.
We can do that here, but this is how Vegas gets you. So let me tell
Over
you,
under,
yeah, how they get you on over under is they don't go with Cowboys 9 wins. They'll go Cowboys
9.
8.5 wins.
Yeah.
Then you have to pick over under. That's how they get you with the betting and all of that. So I believe that the one I listened to today was saying that he doesn't think Carolina's going to win 7 games. The line coming out of Vegas was 7.5, and he said under because he doesn't see them winning more than 7.
Yeah, I can see them getting 6 actually. So
Yeah.
So okay, so that was NFL Week 1. What do we want to talk about next, gentlemen?
I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed with the schedule though. I feel bad for the Dolphins because they have to go to England or London and play a game there, and they don't have a bye after that week. So
I don't think no team that plays in London has a bye. I don't think so.
yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and guess who Jacksonville plays in London? Miami, but Miami doesn't get a bye, but Jacksonville does.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
it's that Chico thing.
did you find it interesting that for the first time in 30 years this year that an anomaly is going to happen in the NFL schedule? Did you read about that?
No.
Yeah, so the Cleveland Browns are going to play the Ravens week 12,
Yeah.
and then they get a bye week 13, and then they play the Ravens week 14.
Oh wow.
So it's the first time in 30 years that a team is playing an opponent in back-to-back weeks that they're playing. So it's not
Yeah.
back-to-back weeks per se, but it's back-to-back weeks of their opponents
Right,
are the
right.
same ones for the 2 weeks in a row that they're playing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So let's go. How is the NBA boring? Why does the NBA bore you?
Ooh. I can easily do this one because all they know how to do is shoot threes and flop. They're like professional floppers now. They do it a lot better than the soccer players. That's all I gotta say. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
NBA players cannot play in the post anymore. The paint dry, it's gone. No one's in the paint, and they're just soft. And LeBron, glass ankles. James can't play either. He's broken also.
Well, you know what's funny about you saying that is we all love it when Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal go back and forth. I do. I watch that show sometimes just for that. Shaq was talking about how he might lace him up and try to make a comeback. And, you know, Chuck is over there and Chuck's like, but you can't play today. You got to be able to shoot threes, and you made 1 in your whole career.
Wow.
See, I think Shaq can actually play in today's league. I mean, I don't think it's not as physical as it used to be.
I think he's tall enough. He could just stand by the basket and just knock him down.
Yeah, but we had Hack-a-Shaq because he couldn't shoot free throws.
Yeah.
I saw a funny meme on Facebook. It was saying how they were talking about the game 2K, like 2K14, NBA 2K14, something like that. The last year that Shaq was on it. But the funny thing is they were saying how they went to shoot a free throw and everything was green, like it was completely 100% should have made it and they missed. And then they looked at who was shooting the free throws and it was Shaq. Yeah, I don't know. The guy could never shoot free throws. It's kind of amazing in that regard.
Wasn't there another guy that played for the Clippers who couldn't shoot three-foot throws also, like Jordan, or forget his name?
Yeah, there's a few big guys that can, and I don't really understand why big guys can't shoot free throws. They're closer to the basket. You think it'd be easier?
That's what I was saying. Just stand by the basket when somebody
Yeah.
throws a ball, just knock it down.
Right. No, I understand that. Why else is Chris? Why is the NBA boring to you?
I mean, I know they do it, but maybe just playing every day, it's hard for people to keep up or to stay up with it. There's a lot of games, but maybe not a lot of big games to play.
Okay,
through the
but
year.
I mean, baseball plays every day for like 7 months, and people
That's
don't
true.
don't seem to be as bored with that.
True. Maybe
Uh,
maybe for some, like Sarge was saying, that they seem like they want to get fouled, or they pick on a player to try to get fouled, similar to soccer, and maybe it's getting too easy or easier to do that.
I mean,
And
that's
then
true. That could be true. I think for me, really, when the NBA got boring, is when super teams started.
yeah,
Oh. Take your-
I per one, I don't want to watch. I heard two teams described as this today, and I've never heard a professional analyst say this. And I feel like we're on a new network, and I can't say this because it's a radio show, so I'll repeat it. But the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets are just complete ass. Like, that's the way to describe them. They are ass, totally. They are not good. And then they were saying that Houston tonight was going to sit their best players. Don't really know who their best players are because they're complete ass anyway. So, kind of interesting on that. But I got to say, the NBA, the one thing that isn't boring to me is the draft lottery.
I'm always confused about that, but yeah, that is interesting.
How if you don't make the playoffs, you get a chance at the first pick.
Okay.
And I think that all sports should do that.
No, they shouldn't. Look at the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are a good example why one and done is never a good idea, and NBA lottery doesn't work.
Okay, but if your Carolina Panthers missed the playoffs by one game and you were like, man, really all we need to get going is just an offensive lineman, and the best player in college football is an offensive lineman, and you had any chance at all of getting that first pick because of a draft lottery, wouldn't you want them to have a chance to do it?
Well, of course, I'm greedy, so
Yeah.
I think with some tweaks it could work, but anyway, so moving on from the NBA because it's boring and we don't want to talk about it. The WNBA kicked off tonight.
yeah, it did. I didn't watch any of the games because my Mariners were actually winning, so that kind of took precedence of everything.
I was trying to find them earlier, but I mean, I know they're on different networks, but
Well, I could tell you that the New York Liberty won tonight, and you know how I know that?
yeah.
Sabrina Onskew comes back from her injury, plays for the Liberty tonight, and hits the game-winning shot. Does that surprise anybody?
No. Not when she's in it, but
No, not when she's in it. So, yeah. I'll get you some finals, actually. Hold on, let's do that real quick, because I think it's important for us to talk about them. WNBA. No one else does, and that is what what we're looking for, right? We're looking to bring women's sports to the limelight. So let's get some finals from the WNBA. So let's pull her up here. WNBA finals. Actually, right now we have a game going. It's the Dallas Wings, your team, Chris,
Yep.
against the LA Sparks.
They're in the
And
fourth quarter.
they're in the fourth quarter, and the Wings are winning by 17. I think they got this one wrapped up. Like I already mentioned, the New York Liberty played the Indiana Fever, and they won 90-87. Sabrina had 25 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds in her first game in the WNBA. Is anyone surprised? I'm certainly not.
I think she just also got her new signature shoe from.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know the
I did
player,
believe
but I saw something about it.
But I'll tell you what, for the Indiana Fever, Tracy McGowan, 22 points, 16 rebounds. That's insane. That's an insane number of rebounds. You don't see that much in the WNBA, but we saw it tonight.
Or the NBA.
Or the NBA,
Yeah.
yeah. The Connecticut Sun beat the Atlanta Dream 78-67. Bonner was the leader there for Connecticut. She had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Williams was in for Atlanta, 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds there. As Brandon mentioned, the Lynx lost, which is kind of surprising because they're one of the better teams in the NBA. They lost to the Phoenix Mercury, 77-75. Brittany Griner led the way for Phoenix there, 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And so Minnesota didn't really have anyone that really scored a bunch of points. Fowles had 11 points, so that she was the leader on that side. So 4 games tonight that happened, and a good start to the WNBA season. Tomorrow, the Chicago Sky play the Washington Mystics, and the Las Vegas Aces play the Seattle Storm. Go Storm.
Definitely go Storm.
And I
So-
think that Chicago game is going to be on ESPN.
Probably. They probably will do that. They're obviously both tied. It's actually, it's on ABC, which is owned by ESPN, so yeah, probably.
It's owned by Disney.
Oh, you're right. It's owned by Disney.
Yeah, everything is owned by Disney.
I know.
ESPN is,
We are not owned by Disney, though.
but one day, probably.
That's why we can say words like ass and get away with it.
There you go.
So,
So-
Brandon was commenting saying, hey, stop talking about my sneaking wolves. And guess what, Brandon? They're my wolves also. So I'll talk bad about them. And what's worse, A-Rod is part owner of the Wolves now.
And Timberwolves.
Yep.
And I think Brooklyn. Or I don't know. I know he's owning like a few other teams. But
Yeah.
So if we're talking finals in the NBA, the Nuggets beat the Pistons. Anyone surprised there? I'm not.
No.
no.
So interesting that we were talking about you don't see that many rebounds much in a game. But the Jazz beat the Thunder tonight 109-93, no surprise. But Gobert for Utah had 18 rebounds.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of rebounds.
Yeah. So a great performance there. Other than that, let's see some baseball stuff. The Mariners are winning 4-1 in the top of the bottom of the 7th inning. My Braves won today 6-3 against Milwaukee. And let's look at the Rangers. Did they play today?
Talk they did. They lost 10-4.
They lost 10-4. They certainly did. And where are the Rangers at right now? 18-22.
Yeah. Which is not good, but
It's
it's early.
Yeah. We keep saying that. But
Yeah.
I like we've said before. I think June 1st. June 1st, you look at your team and you know what your team is. That's what I stand by that. I think June 1st is a great time to look at your team and see where they're at. So let's see. Anything else we need to hit on tonight? Which franchise is the most snake bitten? This is the one I wanted to talk about. So, are we? What league are we talking about? Are we talking any league?
Why not? I mean,
Have you?
why not?
Any league.
We could go league by league.
Just pick one team. One team, Sarge. What franchise?
I'm gonna have to go with my Mariners. I mean, they haven't been in the playoffs since 2001, where they won 16 games, and they went to the playoffs. And guess what? They lost in the first round of the playoffs. Then, they're the only MLB team that has not been in the World Series.
I know. I bring that up all the time.
I know it's a love-hate relationship being a Mariners fan.
I mean, it's not much better being an Atlanta Braves fan.
Or Rangers.
Braves, we had the greatest rotation maybe in the history of baseball with John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, and Greg Maddux, and we managed one World Series title out of all of that. Well, Brandon, I wouldn't say that all Minnesota teams are snake bitten. They just suck.
You got Cousins, so there's hope for you.
What about it's about the Reds? Is that what Randy's saying? It's about the Reds? What's about the Reds? Nobody cares about the Reds.
Which Reds, Randy? I want to know what city. I want to know what city, Randy.
I'll tell you
the
what,
fans
though.
of that team appreciate it, but
That's true, but I'll tell you what. The Reds have some great names on their team. Names. I'm all about names in this league. I mean, Moustakas. That's still one of my best favorite names to say. Moustakas. They still got it. So I'll tell you what. I haven't been able to actually sit down and watch an Atlanta game with everything going on in my 9 to 5. I actually was home yesterday and got to sit down and watch one. I don't know what happened to all of our catchers. I turn on the game and I am like, who the hell is this guy?
I did hear one of the pitchers got like a really bad injury, and he's like on the 60-day DL.
Yeah, Soroka's supposed to
Or
come
IL.
back, and he has still dealing with his Achilles, and Travis d'Arnaud, our starting catcher, is gone probably for at least 60 days. He tore a ligament in his thumb as a catcher. Think about that. Like, that's not going to go well. So,
Surprised it's not a glute or something.
yeah. And then I'm watching the game, and so we have some Jeff Mathis, who's a catcher, been around forever, but I didn't even realize he was on the Atlanta Braves. So I'm watching the game, and I'm like, gosh, dang, when do we sign this guy? And he's like 38 years old as a catcher. So anyway, then you go into the game, and then Acuna steps off second base wrong and twists his ankle.
Oh,
So you already had Pache earlier in the game hurt his hamstring. So you already had to move Acuna from right field to center field. And then you had to move Adrianza to right field. So then Acuna twists his ankle. So now you have to move Adrianza, by the way, who is a second baseman by trade. So he's got to go to center field. Now you have a second baseman playing center field. Okay. Then you have to move your third baseman to right field. So now you got Austin Riley in right field, who's third baseman. And then the best part was you got to see Pablo Sandoval play third base.
The Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. I got to say, he's probably been my favorite player this year. He's got 4 pinch hit home runs. I mean, that's insane in 40 games.
now did he have to get the movie rights to that nickname, or?
Right? Yeah, I'm wondering that too myself.
See,
But I'll say that the most snake-bitten franchise for me over the years from watching it seems to me just like it's the Clippers, and I don't know why, but forever they had the first pick in the draft for how many years in a row, and they just couldn't get the right guy. And then they're supposed to have their savior in Kawhi, and he couldn't do anything last year. I hate Kawhi Leonard, by the way. So he couldn't get it done either. So that would be my team. Chris, who do you think's the most snake bitten franchise?
Well, I mean, you had back in the 70s, you had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You had, you know, many other teams. I think you had the Browns at one point. I would have to say, probably the Nets.
The Nets. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
Yeah.
New York Nets, Brooklyn Nets, whichever one. I mean,
one. Well, they were New Jersey forever.
or New Jersey. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah. So, kind of puts us through all of our topics. We'll start wrapping up the show. Rapid fire time, guys.
All
Should we
right,
do that?
Pew pew.
You guys up for that tonight?
Oh yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get them pulled up. Let's see if we can throw Chris off with another question like we did the last time.
There you go.
Oh. Bless you. So, Chris, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh. What is the one thing that you own that you wish you didn't?
One thing. I'm not sure.
All right.
I don't know.
Who have you met in your life that you wish you had never met?
Hope they're not watching.
Yeah. I hope they're watching. That'd be great.
I mean, this was kind of. I didn't know I met this person till after I realized it. Roger Goodell. Only because he's polarizing, and I think he's not doing anything good for the league. I mean, besides bringing in the money, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. One more, and then we'll go to Sarge.
Okay.
What celebrity annoys you the most?
Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Okay. All
So I
right.
take it you don't have the Bieber fever then.
No.
All right, Sarge, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
If you bought a yacht, what would you name it?
Deborah.
Deborah. Any explanation or just Deborah?
Just Deborah.
Okay. All right. That's
Gonna go
fair.
on Deborah tonight across the seas.
That's fair. Let's see. What is one thing that you have always wanted to do?
Jump out of a plane.
Okay,
No.
that's fair.
With a parachute.
Oh, with a parachute. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. What city in America should not be included on the map and why?
Oh, Fresno. I mean, it's like the armpit of America. I was there once. It was awful. Like
Fresno,
some guy was trying to give my
California.
wife like $20 for a kiss or something like that. I don't know. It was awful.
All right. Okay. That was great. That's always my favorite segment.
Randy said he didn't want to be in Portland, Oregon.
He wouldn't want Portland to be on there. Owen Wilson and going to Europe were his answers. And Brandon Harris says to all, would you rather score the winning touchdown in Super Bowl, hit game 7 winning home run for your favorite team against your rival?
Ooh.
Because hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, by the way.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
voted
yeah.
number 1, the hardest thing to do, so even harder is hitting a home run. I would love to hit the game-winning home run for my favorite team. That'd be my ultimate all-time thing to do.
I would agree with that. I've tried to hit a baseball before. It's not easy.
I would have to hit, but my team won't make it to the World Series though.
All right. Well, Chris, you got 30 seconds, man. Say anything you need to say.
Thank you guys for watching. Glad we're building this network in the Four Bros Radio Show, and hope you guys tune in, leave lots of comments, interact with us, and just keep growing the shows, growing the network.
All right, Sarge.
All right, just thank you for everyone to coming to the Four Bros. Even though there's 3 of us right now, but just thank you for everyone watching and commenting. And man, we had a lot of views actually.
We did. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there is 3 of us for the last 2 shows. However, I will tell you that Monday show, we do have a 4th person lined up. So we have a guest host on Monday, and that will be with us. So look forward to that. We'll be on around the same time, about 9 Pacific time. So check that out. And I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Check us out on Radio Oxen. We're on Anchor. We are on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Having fun, getting some stuff out there. We're getting it done and having some fun. So we appreciate every single one of you. Couldn't do it without you. Lifelong dreams being lived here. And for Sarge and Chris, I am J-Mac. And we will see you on the other side.